I hadn't really intended to do a live stream last night for the 100,000. That was kind of a off the cuff kind of thing where Yvonne and I said, yeah, we should probably do something. And then by the time I had it started, it wasn't like we could all watch it turn over to 100,000. It already got there. I had intended to do just a video at 100,000. And the growth of the channel and the growth of yours truly. So at the start of the channel, it was just personal vlogs and everything, and then I talk about hockey, and then it turned into everything's hockey. And then as I started getting into like 75, 100 subscribers, and I was like, this is weird. And that's always been my reaction. This is weird. The moment that I go, yeah, that's about right. That's a problem. That's never gonna happen because this is very weird. Number one complaint I had was the cats. Yeah, I know. One of the selling points now was a problem in the beginning. I had people saying nobody's ever going to take you seriously while you're sitting there with a cat in your lap, dude. You can't. Don't. Just get rid of the cats in your videos. And you need better production values. You can't be just sitting on a couch talking and upload a video. That's not going to work. And it did. The numbers kept going up. I decided right early on, like, I'm got to keep doing this the way I'm doing it because it's working, because the numbers are going up, and I'm going to keep, I understand that YouTube has a way of doing things. I'm just going to say, no, I'm doing it this way. This is my way of doing it. And then after I got involved with Yvonne, was right around 1,000 subscribers, I got keep your girlfriend off the channel regularly. Just keep her off. Nobody wants to see her. That's stupid. Why is she on there? I get it. You got a girlfriend. You're happy. Keep her off the channel. Got that a few times. And it was stunning to me. Where it's like, hey, look, I'm happy. And people are like, I don't want to see her. And again, it was always the whole professional. Keep it professional, dude. Keep it professional. You're a professional now. And at the time I was making about $2 to $3 a day. So professional, I guess at $3 a day. But that's the same amount you'd get picking up shopping carts for a store. Maybe a little bit less than you'd get for going around picking up shopping carts. I used to be really good at that. I used to for a store locally in Chilliwack when I was a kid. First job I had was just, all right, Shannon, people take their shopping carts home and they're all around this neighborhood because we're right next to the military base. And they just leave them in their yard or wherever. If you could just go around and pick them up, I'll pay you $1 a cart. Got it. I was sometimes bringing home $10+ a day doing that, which was fantastic. I enjoyed it. But since it came out of the manager's pocket, eventually he decided I was probably taking them home and then bringing them back or something. I was too good at it. So I guess my cart analogy doesn't work. It's failed already. Anyways, and then there's the Nanaloo connection. So when people talk about, well, what channels did you watch? What channels inspired you to do this? If you look up Nanaloo, she is known for doing a cover video for the song Sail. Her version is so much better than the original. Every now and then if I'm having a bad day, I turn that on and crank that up. I support her on Patreon monthly, and I've talked to her a couple of times, and she is a delightful young lady. And her channel, which has like 750,000 subscribers, a lot of her videos are just her just talking, just regular everyday stuff, and she connects with her audience. And I remember early on going, I like that. And while there's a lot of editing in there, there's a lot of little jump cuts here and there, it's not jarring, and it's, it doesn't interrupt the flow. Sometimes it's just she gets emotional with whatever she's talking about, and she's got to edit out the really emotional parts. I know I've done that. So that's really where the connection started. The hockey thing was kind of secondary. So, and then there's a dividing line here, because then there's things I've learned since that period where, Yvonne and I got together and then I started watching it grow. Fan bases drive growth on this channel. Right now it's St. Louis. I know there's Bruins fans that are going to say, no, it's us too. There's a lot of St. Louis fans on this channel right now. And last year it was Vegas. And, early on, it was a lot of Toronto because of the idea that this guy can't stand Toronto, so let's keep an eye on him. The can't stand Toronto thing has faded over the last 4 years, but I know there's still a lot of viewers that are Toronto fans, which says something since I'm a Boston fan at all. And I've never lied about my fandom of any given team, and I never will. Because that's, again, part of what brought the channel to 100,000 subscribers. And what I'm hearing now is now there's rules. And I've had arguments about this, which is, okay, all right, Shannon, now you're at 100,000 subscribers. Things are going to change now. You're in the big times. You have to start. No. I can't change the way I do this. I can't change who I am. I'm not all excited about branching out into all these other areas. I'm not. And as soon as somebody says anything to me about being a celebrity, I go, and you don't really know me then. Not a celebrity. Today, I'm going to Coquitlam for a street hockey meetup, and in 3 weeks, I'm intending to do the same in Chilliwack. I'm intending to have one in Chilliwack. The street hockey area in Chilliwack, I know where it is. I was talking to a couple guys last night, and it's small, but that's good. So for guys who are like, I don't know if I want to go to Chilliwack. Hey, it's a small area, and we'll be able to just play 3-on-3. It'll be fantastic. And it's, the real hockey nets and all that stuff, so it's a good spot, and it's a spot where I used to take my kids when I was raising them. So there's something really nice about that, and then there's requests to do one on the island. 100% agree. There are requests to do one in Kelowna and in the Okanagan, and it looks like that's going to open up as well. Where at some point Yvonne and I might make the drive up to the Okanagan. So, with these meetups, I'm not like, for instance, when I did the Brody Hintz tournament in April, and I didn't wear a Humboldt jersey because it's not about me. We throw the Brody Hintz tournament, and I'm just out there just to play floor hockey the same as everybody else. I'm not going to draw attention to myself other than by wearing something ugly, which has just always been the way I do things. I really haven't changed from the beginning till now. During the live stream last night, for people who didn't watch it, and for people who say that's an hour and a half, I'm not watching that. Not only did I play music that's got a copyright stamp now on the video on my channel, so I'm sharing revenues with people. That's why you don't use music in your videos, because if it's copyrighted, you're not going to get money from that video anyways. Don't worry, for super chats and all that would go to me. It does not, like, it gets shared with Dropkick Murphys, who then, would send me a nice email like, hey, thanks for helping us out. But, in last night's video, sorry, allergies. Last night's it's been raining and allergies, and now I'm gonna go out and play in it because I must love this channel. Last night's video, where I was talking about the early and the difference between the early videos and now. I used to swear in videos, and I cut it out for two reasons. One, I like to have a channel where everybody can watch, and people can have their kids and grandkids watch, and it doesn't really matter. And there are families that watch my videos together, which is awesome. And there's the influence of my wife. My wife doesn't swear. She goes to church every week. She's really a sweet lady. And so I feel bad about myself if I swear in front of her. So why would I start swearing when the camera rolls? It's a huge change I made, and it's one that I made that I knew what I was doing. It's one of the few things I've done on purpose. I've there's not much I've done on this channel on purpose. Really isn't. Even the other night, I don't wear the Blues jersey after the game because I'm like, That just the way that ended, just and I, and again, it's not just from the point of view of a Bruins fan. It was like, God, this is just going to be toxic. And Yvonne and I are still going through toxic comments on that video, and then the one I did after where I was wearing a Blues jersey, right? So, and that's the way this works. That's the way this has worked from the beginning, and it's not. I think people get the wrong impression. I won't do a video where I answer criticism because I'm giving in to anybody. I'll do it because I have no problem with answering to criticism, which a lot of people in the media don't really do. And I have no problem answering to that. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. But there are sometimes boundaries that get crossed. And that's part of online too. Part of being a YouTuber is that there are people who connect with you through video, and then they'll figure, okay, because I subscribe here, then I've basically got a right to tell him what he should do, what he should wear, what he should, and I can't start doing that. The moment that I start giving in to what everybody else is telling me to do, let's look back. Stop at the cats. Get the production value. Start editing all your videos. Don't have your girlfriend on the channel. Just imagine if I follow those first three rules, right there. Yvonne, total unknown. Nobody would know who she is. I'd still be like, you have to stay off camera. You can't. I heard earlier, you can't be on camera. Cats, there wouldn't be a cat tree behind me. I'd have a door here. Cats wouldn't be allowed in while I was doing a video. Which would drive them crazy. Shadow and Bear especially, they like being in the same room with me at all times. And then, the whole editing thing, if I was spending all of my days and nights editing all these videos I make, and with all the green screen and all the digital and everything else, as it is, and for people who watched the live stream last night, you'll know this, Yvonne doesn't see much of me now. So if I was doing all of that, she'd see even less. And would the channel grow bigger and faster? Probably. Yeah, probably. But I am doing well. I am quite happy with the way things are going right now. Tomorrow we're doing the live stream during Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. And, a friend of mine that I've met through this channel, who's a subscriber to the channel, is actually going to come over and watch the game here. And I said to him, I'm doing a live stream. You'll be on camera. And he said, yeah, that's fine. It'll be actually kind of fun to see it from the other side. So, these are things that don't happen if I start second guessing and start not doing things the way that I think is most comfortable and right for me. If I wasn't comfortable in front of the camera, if it wasn't right for me, you guys would know right away. And that's when channels get into trouble, is when they start really just changing everything due to either pressure or money or whatever it is. And that's why I don't partner up with a lot of companies. Like right now, the bench clearers ad is being shown on various media. Social media, I should say. Don't just say media, social media. And I know that's happening, and that's fine. And that's the first time that's ever happened. I have a working relationship with Ben Hugenband from Ben H Sports, who I've been buying jerseys from for over a year. We cross promote one another, and that's it. I don't have a bunch of sponsorships. Coke's never paid me a cent for the fact that I've drank a can of Coke on air for 3 years. Not a cent. The one time I even emailed them and I said, "So one of a sponsorship thing," and they're like, "We don't do that." I just got an email back like a day later, like, "Yeah, we don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about." And I'm thinking, really, Coke doesn't advertise? Really? Plug in a movie, count how many Cokes are in it. But anyways, it doesn't matter, because again, I'm quite happy with the way things are, and I'm doing well. And as soon as you start adding all of that corporate money in, and you start, it would never go to my head anyways. But I don't want the perception to be out there. And I've talked about this on the Entertainment Guy channel. One of the benefits to being a YouTuber at this stage is that I'm older. And so when my channel started to grow, I was already in my 40s. So I've had that 9 to 5 job. I've gone through horrible job after horrible job after horrible job for 25 years. So there is absolutely no taking this for granted or taking it lightly. So, all of this still applies. And again, big shout out to Shauna. You go over and check out her videos. She's a nice girl. Um, and I identify with a lot of the things she's gone through. And when people talk about you should do a collaboration with, if I ever go to Ontario, I will try to do a collaboration with her. I don't know how because I've never seen her talk about hockey, but I'll figure something out. I think that would be kind of fun. And she doesn't do YouTube videos anymore. She hasn't done one since April. And I like I said, I've talked to her a couple times. I get it. I think there were a lot of reasons for that, but I support her. Like I said, she does a lot of Twitch streaming now, which is the way that a lot of people go. And I've had people say you should stream on Twitch. I'm good. I'm good with where I am. I'm good with what's going on. If anything were to happen with YouTube, yep, I'd move over to some other platform. But right now, everything is going really, really well, and that's because of all you guys. And for the people, my mother who raised me, obviously, I send a great amount of thanks to my friend Chris through elementary school, who was always there. And then our friends, Jeff, Dave, and the other Dave, because there was a minimum of 2 Daves, a minimum of probably 4 Chris's in any class that I had. And then as I hit middle school, there's my friend Bruce. There was Kevin. I'm only using first names for obvious reasons. My friend Tracy, who I was really obnoxious to at times, and yet she was really sweet about it. So if you see this, Tracy, I apologize for my obnoxiousness. She was really sweet about it. There was Lexa, who was sweet throughout my obnoxiousness. I was really obnoxious guy as a teenager. Just really, I was always going through one crisis or another, so I always felt bad for I always felt bad for friends of mine who had to deal with it and were on the other end, which reminds me of Rhonda and Paul. And then, as I graduated, there was my friend Matt who sadly passed away some years ago. That was rough. That was rough for me. And there are people that I went to high school with who are no longer here, and it sucks. And it keeps me honest, and it makes me realize I'm very fortunate to be here, to have what I have, to have a family again after, losing that family 5 years ago, and the healing that's happened out of that. So one thing about being home and working from home, there's been a lot of personal healing I've done as well that I don't talk about on camera, but it's there, and it's been really good to get that done. For instance, my ex and I have exchanged emails here and there, and the animosity is on my side is gone, and I don't know the reality of where she's at, but I would hope the animosity's gone on her side as well. And that's important. I think holding grudges through life is just not fun. It's exhausting. It is really, you have to give energy to hate people, which for my final idea in this, my final point. A lot of people talk about what teams I love, what teams I hate, and you hate Montreal, you hate Pittsburgh. The more that I'm exposed to games, players, and teams in general, the less I'm going to hate. So I don't really hate any teams right now. I can say who my least favorite are, but I can't say that I hate any given team anymore. At the start of this channel, I would have said, no, I hate teams. And in fact, if you showed this footage to me 3 years ago, it would have been, what is he talking about? I hate lots of teams. And I could have rattled off 6 or 7 just off the top of my head. That's just, it's not the case anymore. Through meeting a lot of fans of different teams on this channel, it's been It's been an important thing, and it's been educational. And for fans who say the worst fan base is insert fan base here, you're wrong. The worst fan base is all of them. All of them have jerks in them. All of them have drunks in them. All of them have violent people in them. All of them are capable of terrible things. The wonderful thing is they are the minority in every single fan base. Yes, even that one. And for that reason, I continue to talk about every single team, and I do my best to provide equal coverage across the board. And seriously, fan bases is the most interesting thing in the world, because you'll always hear that fan base is the worst, and it's everybody. Everybody. I even thought about doing a video last week where I would talk about why all 31 fan bases are the worst, but I thought that'll just get blown up in the comments. That's something I can do in August and get away with it. I can't do that during the Stanley Cup Final. I just can't. So, there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Well, I'm giving thanks to people I grew up with and went to high school with and all that wonderful stuff. I also give great thanks to the people I worked with at the duck farm back in the day, who are friends with me, especially Dale. You know who you are. Talked a lot of hockey with Dale. A lot of what you see here started with me going into work and, hey, Dale, and then just we talk hockey all day. Drove people insane. 8 hours of us just talking hockey. Sometimes longer if there was overtime. And then, at Stream, I had a lot of friends working at the call center for 7 years. That was when I went through my rebellious phase and did a lot of stupid stuff, but a lot of those people stuck with me. And then Vantage Foods, which was 10 years of being cold and dealing with a lot of crap. And there were times that I really couldn't stand it, and then there were times that I kind of didn't stand it. And at the end, it brought me here. So I really can't get too mad about it. So there you go. From there until now, I have met a lot of subscribers through this channel and seen a community grow that I'm very proud of. And I'm very glad that I call a number of people who will watch this video actual friends of mine at this point. And that's important to me. So thank you, each and every one of you guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And I will talk to you guys again soon. There's not a whole lot of news today. That's why I'm able to kind of do this video, because not a whole lot of news today. Really hasn't been. Saturday morning, June 8th, or June 8th. Yeah, that's right. And got the meetup, and then in 3 weeks it'll be in Chilliwack. So if you're on the Facebook group, the Facebook Hockey Guy page, that's where I post the events. And of course, we'll figure out what we're going to do for an event in Vegas. I really want to do the indoor floor hockey like we did last time. That was a lot of fun. So we'll see if we can get that all set up. That was great. I will talk to you guys again soon, and thanks for all your support.